What's up, everybody? Welcome into yet another Big Men on Campus college basketball conference tournament preview. Tonight, we're taking a look at the Colonial, the CAA, getting going on March 9th, 2019 in North Charleston, South Carolina. Now, just want to remind everybody, this is not in Charleston University. This is a convocation center, basically a center that hosts different big events and things like that. Keep in mind, this is the last year it will be in Charleston. They're actually making a venue change for the next 4 years, and then down the road, they're going to be in Washington, D.C. Starting next year. So a little bit more fair of an atmosphere. So Charleston doesn't basically get a home game in the conference tournament every year. But let's get to the business here and the favorite at hand, and it's Hofstra. Hofstra's been an interesting team. You remember they went on that crazy 17-game win streak. Remember that? Kind of towards the middle of the season. And then they kind of had the writing in the wall in that game against Northeastern. You kind of remember that one. It just kind of didn't make sense for you. And they lost. And they proceeded to lose. They had a couple losses towards the end of the season. I still believe this is the best team in the conference, but I'm actually not going to pick them to win this conference. I think they're very good. I think Justin Wright Foreman is as good as it gets. I think he's a guy that will play at the next level. Pemberton's really good, and I like Desir Bowie. I think Desir Bowie is really kind of the forgotten hero in this team, the kid from the Bronx, a senior, a terrific point guard, really a good assist-to-turnover ratio. They have as good a guards as you'll find, and I mean that. You look at in the scheme of the country, this is a terrific guard-oriented team. The problem that they have is they just need to get feasible big play from Jaquil Taylor. The problem that Jaquil Taylor has at times is he does have foul issues. He does get in foul trouble a lot. You look at really over the last 7 or so games, he had 4 more fouls in 4 of 7. So he needs to make sure that he finds a way to stay engaged, because when he does, he's a really effective basketball player. He's a really good rebounder. He actually is a pretty good three-point shooter, surprisingly. 6'10", 235. He's got real good motion. And he's a kid that can make a lot of shots. Good foul shooter. Really just needs to make sure that he can stay in the game. And if he can, this is a team that, would it surprise you to win? No, not at all. They're the favorite. They're plus 150. But I thought I saw kind of the defensive mistakes kind of come to fruition a little bit. They kind of started to look like the team last year defensively. And while they weren't terrible, they were improved. They weren't particularly good towards the end of the season. You look at in games, I mean, they gave up 77 or more points in like 7 of the last 8 games. I mean, it was not a good defensive performance from really February 2nd on for Hofstra, and that's a concern that I have for them. They're a terrific free throw shooting team. From the fact of, other than their defense, and if Joe Mihalik's team plays defense, I don't see any reason they don't win this conference. I'm just speculating on, I'm concerned with their defense right now. But you look at from a national standpoint, this team's number 3 in the country in turnover percentage. They protect the ball very well. 3-point percentage, they're 9th, 27th in 2-point offense, and 2nd in free throw percentage. There is no team that is as good as this team is defensively, or I'm sorry, offensively. The question is, can they get the rebounds? They're 10th in defensive rebounding in the conference, and can they defend at a high enough level? To me, I'm going to go with Northeastern. This team is my pick to win the Colonial. Northeastern is a team that is at plus 150. They have 2 losses since January 10th, and I think they have the best player in the conference that nobody talks about, in Vasa Pusica. Pusica is a kid from Belgrade, Serbia. He had spent 2 years out at San Diego, transferred over in his junior year, and he has been really the cat's meow for for Northeastern. You look at just constant, terrific play. I mean, he puts up 20 like it's his day job. There was about a 6-game stretch where they didn't have him in their end of their on conference. and they, struggled a little bit. But with him back, they run a really nice ball screen offense. Bill Cohen, their coach, is kind of an originator of the ball screen offense. They set a lot of picks to the top of the key, and he really just rolls to the basket. And they've really kind of built themselves into that really efficient offensive team. You look at, offensively, fifth in effective field goal in the country, 48th in efficiency. They're another really good team. They can match what Hofstra does offensively. The thing that I like more that I like with the Hofstra pride is I think defensively this is a better Northeastern team. They're number one in 3-point defense in the conference, number one in defensive efficiency. I think that's what's going to set them apart against Hofstra this year. You look at a game at home they played this year against Hofstra, held the Pride to 61 points. It was really just a clinic in the second game. You look at the first game, they lost by 3 up in Hofstra. So, real close games, and in fact, they came right down to the wire. I think Northeastern's a team that finally takes the advantage here, and I think they get to the tournament with just better defensive play. If I was to give a sleeper, I'd actually throw out William & Mary. William & Mary is one of 4 teams in the history of college basketball to never make the NCAA tournament. You can pair them with the Citadel and a few other teams. They've never made it, William & Mary. It's been the all-elusive Bill and Mary being left out. Tony Shaver is a good coach, really good offensive mind. And you look at a team that really got hot towards the end of the season. This team won 5 in a row to close the season out. They were pretty competitive against Hofstra, lost by 3 and by 6. One of those games was 3 overtime. This is a team that I think with Nathan Knight, they're alive. And you look at how good defensively they got this year. Last year, they were a complete sieve because they were so good on offense. But it's really been a tale of 2 seasons. This year, William & Mary, a lot more defensive-minded, did a real nice job with kind of speeding up tempo and then getting back into your defensive sets and playing really good defense. Turned this a lot of teams over in this conference. The only concern I have with William & Mary is can they continue to do that? This is a team with not exactly a ton of talent. They're not an experienced team. Outside of Nathan Knight and Pierce, they don't have a lot of great basketball players. It's really a shame they lost Greg Malinowski, who went to Georgetown. This team probably would have been one of the favorites. But, 12-1, I'll take a small shot on William & Mary to get that ultra-elusive NCAA tournament berth. You kind of want to see it once in a while, don't you? For me, though, Northeastern will win the CAA. I'll throw a sleeper out on the William & Mary Pride at 12-1. I will say this, and this is my last comment on the CAA, whether it's Northeastern or it's Hofstra, I do believe this team will give a team a run for their money. Both of them are too good offensively to not have a shot. They're going to be a really nice spot in the first round of the tournament to take a shot with an underdog ticket, either against the number or straight up. Looking forward to someone out of the CAA. This should be a good conference tournament. Looking forward to it. That's it, everybody. As always, make sure you like and comment. And if you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video. As always, all 32 previews done here with the big men on campus, the complete and utter perfectionist of college basketball info. All of you have a great night, and thanks for watching.